Hey, what's going on? Daniel here. Welcome back to another video. I am back here in Albania. I'm in Tirana, Albania. Got in here a couple of days ago and I've just been, hunkered down in my apartment here, just doing some work, going out, eating food and just meeting new people generally. So this is my second time here in Albania and it kind of feels very familiar now than from the first time that I came here. When you come here to, the first time, it might seem a lot different from whatever you used to, but coming here for the second time, I am really enjoying it. I'm really liking it because everything seems familiar. I know exactly where I'm going. I know where to get things done. I know what to do at this point. And I just wanted to take this video as an opportunity to talk about living here in Albania as a digital nomad, or if you want to come here maybe for a short time or for a long term. So this video is going to cover some of the most important things. It's by no means exhaustive in any way, but I'm just going to cover some things, some major things. I'm looking at the website Nomad List on my computer right now. Nomad List is like the website for digital nomads. If you want to learn about places before you go there, and Albania is on that list obviously, and some of the things that I'm finding on that website is not very accurate, and I just want to paint a picture from someone who is here right now at this present moment, just give you some real information. Some of the things they have there, it's not entirely wrong, but I just want to set the record straight for anyone who might be thinking about coming to Albania. So first thing, I want to start with the internet. So how is internet in Albania if you're a digital nomad trying to work remotely, or you're just trying to get your business started or anything like that? Right now Nomad List says internet is not really good, about 5 megabits per second, but I want to say categorically that that is false. Right now in Tirana, or in so many places I've been to, internet is not that bad. In fact, in Tirana right now, the apartment which I'm in right now has about 60 megabits upload and about 15 to 20 download, which I think is pretty good for anything that you're trying to get done. If you go outside of Tirana, maybe you go to some smaller cities, of course it might get a little bit sketchy, but maybe you don't want to spend a lot of time there. I mean, that's not where I would say you want to spend a lot of time, unless maybe in the summertime like this, where you want to spend time, by the coastal areas where you just want to, get the beach vibes and whatnot. But if you're trying to get work done, trying to be a digital nomad, trying to, just travel places, live long term in a place, I would say Tirana is a place where you want to be, which is the capital city, and here has everything you need in terms of like modern apartments, solid internet, Wi-Fi, all of those things. Those are pretty good. So let's talk about the cost of living. Nomad List put the cost of living as 1,275 per month. Now I would say that that is pretty accurate. If you're coming here to Albania, you will more or less be able to live comfortably with $1,200, even $1,000, if you're trying to, stay on a very strict budget. If you're trying to get an apartment here, apartment goes anywhere from $200 to $500. And if you have some more, some money to spare, you can spend up to $1,000 depending on what you want. If you're trying to live like a local, you can get apartments for as low as $200 a month. But that also comes with some caveat, which is like the types of amenities that comes with the apartment. Like right now, I'm in an Airbnb, which I have for about 2 weeks, and here it's pretty furnished. I mean, it's really great. I have pretty much everything. The furniture is nice. I have a work desk behind me. I have my room right there at the bathroom. I have a TV. I have an AC right now that it's really hot. Here I'm paying about $25 a night, but I will be moving down to a more central area. But this is a little bit removed from the central area, which I really like because it's really quiet and it's close to a lot of the things that I might need, like a grocery store, a bar, a lounge, and all of those things like that. So anywhere from $200 to $500, you'll be able to find a nice, comfortable apartment here in Tirana. So with $1,200, you'll be able to live comfortably here. Now, if you are a person of color like myself, you might be wondering, what is Albania like for, for a person of color? How is it like? Are people racist here? And I made a video on this YouTube channel a couple of months back when I first came here that really didn't sit well with a lot of locals, and some other people have different opinions about it. And I must say, I want to use this opportunity to say that that video that I made, I think it must have come prematurely. When I was still learning about this place, don't really know much about Albania, and I came to some early conclusions that now I feel like I must have made those conclusions prematurely. They don't have that history of people coming here from all over the world. Talk less of having black people. So when I'm walking around the street, I don't see a lot of, black people here, or white people for that matter. So when people give you stares, or when people look at you a certain way, especially the older generations, I don't think it has to do with being racist. Of course, that's not to say that there's not that minority of the population, as we have everywhere, that has some bias against people that does not look like them. But it's mostly out of curiosity, and people just are surprised to see you, or they're just really amazed or amused with you coming to their country. So that's what it is. So if you ask me if Albania is safe enough for people of color, I would say 100%. And not just people of color. Albania is generally safe, considered one of the safest countries in Europe. So if you come here, you can pretty much walk across the street or down the street at 1 a.m. I've done that before, and I don't see anything wrong with that. And I've never found myself in a situation that makes me want to raise my eyebrows. So if you're worried about safety, Albania is generally considered one of the safest countries in Europe, and you can come here knowing that you will be safe. And whether as a black person or as a white person or whatever it is you are, you will feel pretty safe here in Albania. Now, something important I want to talk about is the availability of workspaces. Say, for example, if you're in Mexico City, we all know that Mexico City, for example, is filled with a ton of places you can work from. Coffee shops and workplaces and WeWorks and co-working spaces pretty much. But Albania is not like that. But that's not to say, though, that there are not places you can work from. In Tirana, for example, we have coffee shops that you can work from. In fact, I was at a coffee shop the other day that was introduced to me by a friend that I met here. It's called Antigua Specialty Coffee Shop. It's one of the best coffee shops I met here, and there's a lot of rave reviews from people who saw that on my story when when they saw that I went there. It's known to host a lot of digital nomads and people who just want to get work done. And of course, it's a coffee shop, really nice, comfortable, clean, quiet, great music going on in the background. So if you're looking for co-working spaces to work from, it's not the best place to find co-working spaces. I was at a co-working space the other day. They said they had been booked out for months at a time, and someone tried to go there the other day and they couldn't even get in. So it's not like they have a lot of people trying to co-work from there. It's like they have a set group of people who already booked the place for months at a time, and they have this close knit circle of customers that they play host to. So if you're looking for co-working spaces, I would say coffee shops are your best bet. We have a ton of them in Tirana, and you will be able to find one easily to work from. Now let's talk about fun. How fun is Albania? How fun is Tirana? Well, I would say that on a scale of 1 to 10, Nomad is pretty has this in the right place that it's supposed to be. I would say less than I would give it anywhere from 4 to 5 when it comes to fun. What do you do here? What can you really do here? I think mostly you go out, you drink, you hang out, you eat some food. I think that's about it, right? Except for special occasions like tonight. I think there's a jazz festival going on in Tirana tonight, and this does not happen often at all. This does not, it's not something that happens every now and then. So if you come here, of course you will be able to meet people, but one of the best things you will be able to do, or the only thing pretty much that you'll be able to do, is probably go out and drink and go see some museums and things of that nature. So in terms of fun activities to do, there's really not much option to select from if you're here in Albania or Tirana specifically. So keep that in mind. You'll be spending a lot of time indoors, especially if you come at this time of the year that is so hot. You're going to be spending a lot of time indoors, and the only time you want to go out is when it's later in the evening, around 5, 6, and much later than that. So that brings me to my next point. When is the best time to come here? I think the best time to come here would be anywhere from late March to early June, and between September to November, because I was here from November, early November till January last year, and it was really cold. I didn't really have a good time here because it was so cold, and I was almost unprepared for it. But now that I'm here in the summertime, I find it so hot. It's July right now, and it's so hot right now. It's like 36 degrees Celsius, like 100, 102 degrees Fahrenheit. And I just took a 30-minute walk, and I legit feel like I'm gonna die right now, honestly. Usually over 100 degrees, about 37 degrees Celsius. So if you want to come here, this is not the best time to come here if you're not a fan of the heat, if you're not a fan of the heat. That's so fun. I mean, I just popped up. Anyway, if you're not a fan of the heat, this is not the best time to come. But if you don't care, maybe you just want to have some fun, go to the beach down south, or in Duras, Saranda, or in the beach towns, this is the best time to do it because a lot of people are out there doing stuff, and it's so beautiful in the coastal cities of Albania. So make sure you come, or select your time very carefully before you come here. So that's going to determine how much fun you will have. And if you want to talk about friendliness in general, how friendly Albania is to travel, to live, to work, I would say I would give Albania a solid 6 to 7 out of 10, because a lot of some of the infrastructures that you might need to have a wonderful, beautiful, enjoyable stay may not be there. For example, there's no rideshare, but they do have their own version of rideshare, which you just have to find your way around. You have to do some WhatsApp messaging or something of that nature. So you need to be able to find your way around, or just meet some locals, or just take your time to study it. So I wouldn't say it's the most visitor friendly place to come to, not in terms of safety or anything like that, but in terms of the general architecture. And that's one of the beauty of travel, because you come here not knowing what to expect, and you get faced with all of these challenges, which you still have to work your way through. So if you're coming here to Albania, I would say I'll give it a solid 6 to 7 out of 10. Just great food, great vibes, great people overall. And if you want to come here, I would say do it. Pack your bags, come to Albania, travel through the Balkans. You can go to Montenegro after, Kosovo, Macedonia. They're all in the same region in the Balkans. So I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, make sure to smash a like on this video, subscribe to this channel. And also, if you have any questions, I'm in Albania right now. If you have any questions about Albania, make sure to ask them. And also, I've been getting a lot of questions about immigrating to Albania. I am not an immigration consultant, but I'm looking to meet people who are in this field, to do these things, immigration and all these things, just to have a conversation with them. So if you know anyone, or if you know any business in that field, just you can tag them below, or you can hit me up on Instagram. If Daniel did, it's gonna be somewhere on the screen. Anyways, my name is Daniel, and I will see you in the next video.